Welcome here, everybody. JockJive Sports to the Prince George facilities for the 2024 Dixie Softball World Series. I'm Trey James. We are at the Grayson P. Austin Field in the Prince George facilities. We have Prince George versus Tennessee in the Dixie Bells division of the World Series. And we have the Prince George will be the away team, and the Tennessee Bells will be the home team. Give you the starting lineup here for the Prince George Bells. Number 11, Caitlin Hacker, she'll be playing shortstop. Number 67, Riley Hacker, she'll be playing second catcher. Number 15, Kaylee Moody will be in center field. Number 10, Casey Schultz will be at third base. Batting fifth, number 7, Lexi Foster will be at first base. Batting sixth, number 12, Carly Volkion. I'll make sure I get that right. Volkion is pitching. Batting seventh is number 3, Peyton Finney. She will be playing second base. Batting eighth, number 23, Savannah Murray will be playing left field. Batting ninth, number 25, Jenna Warren is substitute. Batting 10th, number 27, Isabel Barney will be in right field. And batting 11th, number 8, Sarah Ryan is a substitute. And batting 12th, number 8, Addison Tower is also a substitute. For the Tennessee Bells, we have batting first, number 11, Kylie Weaver. She's in center field. Batting second, number 26, and I want to make sure I get this right, Kinlea Doles. Make sure I get that correctly. Kinlea Doles, okay. She'll be in left field. Batting third, number 15, Selena Jones. She'll be catching. Batting fourth, number 32, Annalise Vasquez, is in the shortstop position. Batting fifth, number 19, Abby Jane, pitching. Batting sixth, number 27, Analia Ellison, that'd be at third base. Batting seventh, number 1, Ava Laster is at first base. Batting eighth, number 4, Mia Leonard is at second base. Batting ninth, number 16, Victoria Wagner is in right field. And the substitutes for the Tennessee Bells, number 13, Ireland Ralph. Number 29, I just want to make sure I get this right, Miss Ramsey's. Let's see, Kinley Ramsey. And then number 00, Aubrey Marsh. And they are the substitutes. As you can see, we have the umpires meeting up with the coaches at the home plate. This is the 2024 Dixie Softball World Series. We are still in the first round due to yesterday's rain. We got quite a bit of rain yesterday. It was very wet, very wet. So Prince George will face off against Tennessee. Prince George represents Virginia. We are here at Grayson P. Austin Field. Waiting for the umpires and the coaches to settle in on what the rules and regulations are, what to expect, what won't be allowed. If you weren't here yesterday, you really missed out on a big rainstorm that came in and washed out the second games that were being played. First games got in okay. Second games got washed out around the third inning. And they had to come back in today and finish them off at 9:30 this morning. And it was North Carolina beating South Carolina in the finishing up of that game. That was washed out in the third inning. And the final score, if I can get to it here, 11-2. No, 8-2. Sorry about that. 8-2 was the final score, North Carolina beating South Carolina. But that took almost 2 hours because it started at 10 o'clock. And, or I'm sorry, 9:30, and it just took a while to get through because there was a lot of walks and also people getting on base, so bases loaded with no outs, and then they had to get through the next several batters, sometimes scoring, sometimes not scoring. South Carolina was very happy to get a couple runs in there, but I'm sure they wish they would have got more. But doesn't mean they're eliminated from the tournament. In this tournament, you can have one loss, but if your team accrues a second loss, you are out of the series.
The Dixie Softball Scholarship Fund needs your help. Offering financial assistance to numerous and former players was not accomplished easy. Funds for these scholarships came from many sources, including donations. We ask you to consider making such a contribution, and by doing so, help more graduates from Dixie Softball Leagues to continue their education. If you will help, simply contact one of the officials at the tournament. They will provide information and explain what to do. Thanks for your gift from Dixie Softball and the youngsters that it will help. Thank you.
And here you would hear the plea from Dixie Softball Association asking for contributions to help pay for all this. I mean, yes, the county does pay for some of it, but because it is such a large facility, they require donations to come in. And if you find that you want to donate to them, just contact the Dixie Dixie Softball Association, and they will be more than happy to speak with you about your possible donation. And with that, the Tennessee team takes the field. They are home, while the Prince George Bells are going to be batting first. And batting first will be Caitlin Hacker for the Prince George team, followed by Riley Hacker, and followed by Kaylee Moody.
Starting on the mound for Tennessee is number 19, Abby Jane. For battery made behind the plate.
Abby Jane is on the mound.
Jones.
She'll be pitching. Behind the plate will be Selena Jones. Should be an interesting game. The Bells' age division is between 13 and 15. That means they've already had several years of experience under their belt. And each team here had to win their state championship in order to play in the World Series in the Dixie Softball League. We have had teams come as far away as Alabama and Florida. And the average speed of these pitches will be between 35 and 55 miles an hour. I got to tell you, the field crew did a marvelous job getting this field back in shape after yesterday's deluge. We had a lot of work done, a lot of material dumped on the ground so it could soak up the water. And they got it in a really good playing condition. Ava Laster is done, or sorry about that. Abby Jane is done with her pitches. They throw the ball around, getting ready. And Caitlin Hacker is coming to bat. Well, we start off the top of the first. Caitlin Hacker is the plate. Abby Jane will be pitching. And we are ready to go. And the first pitch, fouled back for strike one. 0-1 the count with no outs. Yep. Hacker backs out of the box. The umpire wasn't ready, so she might as well take advantage of it. And here we go. Count 0-1 with no outs in the top of the first. And the pitch. High for ball one. 1-1 to count. Ball is struck to the center fielder, right fielder area, and she's going up. Hacker gets back to first base. She was trying to take second, but the ball was able to be retrieved in time, and it was covered at second base, so she stayed at first. So now Hacker's at first base. No outs. And we await the pitch. And the ball is low for ball one, and Hacker steals second. And somehow is now going to third. Is she safe or out? We don't know. She looks like she's safe. A lot of running going on here. So she is out at third. So that'll be 1 out. And the count is 1-0 to Caitlin Hacker's sister, Riley. It's now 1-0 with 1 out. And the ball's at the call. A little outside. 2-0 is the count. 1 out. Don't know why she tried to steal third on that play. Caitlin Hacker. Ball's high. 3-0 the count. And all of a sudden, Riley Hacker decides to switch. Is she allowed to do that? Oh no, they were looking to stop play because they wanted the number 15 to go around Kaylee Moody. She's in the on deck. Okay, so 3-0 the count. Riley Hacker has now stepped over to the other side of the box and draws a walk.
Stepping in now for Prince George, number 15, Kaylee Moody.
All right, with 1 out and 1 on. That's high. And Riley Hacker takes off for second. She is now at second base. Kaylee Moody tried to keep her head down while the ball was getting above it. So now Riley Hacker is at second. Count is 1-0, 1 out. And ball outside, 2-0. Riley Hacker at second base, dancing around, trying to cause all sorts of confusion to the Tennessee team. And that ball is way high to the backstop, and Riley moves to third base. Count is now 3-0. Kaylee Moody at the bat. 3-0 the count, 1 out. It sounded like he said ball, but he called it a strike. So it's 3-1. Sounded like sounded like a ball, but it was 3-1 down the count. And that ball is driven foul. The photographer over there is taking cover. So 3-2 the count, 1 out, 1 on at third. And that ball is hit to right field, which will drive in Riley Hacker. And Moody goes to first. All right, so now we got Casey Schultz, number 10. She is the third baseman for Prince George. So now it's 1-0, Prince George. And Moody is off to second. She makes it. Stolen base. So 0-1 the count to Schultz. James pitches. As the catcher Jones throws down the second base to kind of keep Moody on her bag. So the count now is 0-2. 0-2 with one out. Moody at second. Jane delivers the pitch, and I don't know what that was, but Moody is now over at third due to that. Because the ball slipped out of her hand and came within play, Moody was able to advance to third base. So the count is 1-2 now. And that is pop foul. Count remains 1-2 with one out. Runner on third. Score 1-0. Prince George. Abby Jane pitches. The ball is hit over the second baseman's head as Moody scores. Schultz takes off for first. We still have only one out here in the first, top of the first. Score now is 2-0. Prince George leading Tennessee. And we have Lexi Foster, the first baseman for Prince George Bells. And she tries to lay down a bunt. And Schultz takes off for second and is safe. And the ball bounces away, and she takes off for third and is safe at third. It's like Prince George Bells are running maniacs. So the score now is 2-0 Prince George with one out. Count 0-1 to Lexi Foster. And she fouls it off, bringing the count to 0-2. So that ball is driven over to the second baseman, throws it to first, drops the ball, so she is safe at first. While Casey Schultz scores. Lexi Foster is on first due to an error on the first baseman for dropping that ball. So the score now is 3-0. Here in the top of the inning, we got a runner on first. And now we have Carly Volkion is at the plate. As Jones, the catcher, throws down the first base to keep Foster close. But Carly Volkion is at the plate with the count 0-1. Ball is high, and Foster goes off to second base and is safe. Count is 1-1 now. Jane pitches. It's low and outside. Ball 2. Volkian looked to try to bunt the ball. Count is 2-1 with 1 out, 1 on. Volkian bunts the ball down to third base. And the ball is once again dropped by the first baseman, and that allows Foster to score from second and allows Volkian to move to second. So with the score 4-0, the coach takes a break and wants to call the infield in. So with Volkian on second base due to the error, Foster had scored on the play. That now has Prince George leading 4-0 with 1 out here in the top of the first. So as you can tell, this game is already starting on a wild mix. That now leads Peyton Finney, who is the second baseman for the Prince George Bells. She is now up to the plate. Jane pitches, and Finney feints a bunt. And as Volkian goes down and is called out, Volkian tries to steal third, and the catcher Jones throws out Volkian at third. So now with 2 outs here in the top of the first and nobody on, and the count 1-0. Pitcher is now caught by the second baseman. So with 3 outs, and as we go to the bottom of the first, Prince George is leading 4-0 over Tennessee. So as Tennessee, or as Prince George takes the field, Tennessee gets a little talking to from their head coach. And we're going to have Kylie Weaver, Kenlia Doles, and Selena Jones, the first 3 batters of the bottom of the first. I was looking at the score when I said fourth.
On the mound, starting for Prince George, number 12, Carly Volkian. Her battery mate behind the plate, number 67, Riley Hacker. Leading off the bottom of the first inning for Tennessee, number 11, Kylie Weaver.
As Kylie Weaver steps to the plate, Carly Volkian is pitching. And the first pitch is called a ball. Pitch is swung at for a strike. 2-0, they now have the count, or 1-1 at the count. Carly checks her chart on her wrist and delivers. That is high for ball 1, or ball 2. Two and 1 the count with no outs here in the bottom of the first for Tennessee. Weaver accepts the pitch, and it's a dirt driver. That is 3-1 the count now. 3-1 the count to Weaver. And she accepts the walk.
And on that pitch, Tennessee has their first runner of the game.
Takes a 5-pitch walk.
Batting now for Tennessee, number 26.
And that brings up Kinley Doles. And we're waiting on the Jones to run around to the batting circle. And the pitch is high from Volkian. And Weaver almost got picked off at first from the catcher. 1-0 the count to Doles. It's a little low for ball 2. And the pitch. Ball 3. And the catcher for Prince George, Riley Hacker, has a heck of an arm. She keeps throwing down to first base, trying to pick off Weaver. And the pitch. That's strike 1. 3-1 the count to Doles. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, brings the count to full. Weaver on first base. And the pitch from Volkian is fouled off. Count remains the same, 3-2. And the pitch, it's fouled off, caught by the left fielder, Savannah Murray. Nope, scratch that. That was the second shortstop, Caitlin Hacker, who caught that.
Batting now for Tennessee, number 15, Selena Jones.
So we have 1 out now. That ball is high. And it looks like they're trying to catch Weaver off there. We have Selena Jones here at the plate, number 15. And the count is 1-0, so Selena Jones is up to bat. 1-0 count, this ball is low. And they were trying to pick her off, but she's now taking second base. Now trying to she took second base, and the count now is 2-0. All right, and Jones steps back into the box.
White 3-1, white 3-1.
Weaver's now at second base, and the pitch is swung and missed. 2-1 the count with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Jones steps back into the box. And the pitch. And that is strike 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 2 to Jones. Volkian is on the rubber, ready to throw. And that is a dirt ball down on the low side. Full count, 3-2.
3 balls, 2 strikes. White 3-8, white
I don't know if I can call the umpires blue today. They're all wearing pink shirts. Swung and missed. Strikeout of Jones.
Step into the plate now, number 32, Annalise Vasquez.
So Weaver is still at second base. 2 outs now. Slow roller down to the catcher, Jones, or catcher Hacker. Want to know the count?
White 34. White 34.
And the pitch.
Oh.
High for ball 2.
Yellow 5-8. Yellow 5-8.
All right, 2-0 the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Oh.
Annalise Vasquez is at the plate. 3-0.
3 balls, no strike.
Vasquez is the shortstop for the Tennessee Bells. And the pitch, and it's driven to shortstop. And she is thrown out, or second base, driven to second base, and is thrown out at first, which ends the inning.
Tennessee, no hits, no runs, 1 left on base.
So as we go to the top of the second, Vasquez had grounded to the second base, so that's a 4-3 put out. And that'll bring up Savannah Murray, Jenna Warren, and Isabel Barney in that order for Prince George in the top of the second.
We have a full concession stand behind me.
Prince George is leading Tennessee 4-0 here at the Grayson P. Austin Field at the Prince George facilities
Is ready to go.
here in Virginia. And if you haven't noticed already, there's a huge batting cage real close to home plate here. It's a half moon, half sphere. And actually looks like a large quarter slice of an orange. That's what it looks like with the screen on it. But this keeps the ball close to home plate in case of a pass ball or a foul tip, so there's not a lot of time spent on retrieval. But it also makes things interesting when somebody wants to steal a base and the ball gets by the catcher for whatever reason, and the catcher is able to retrieve it quickly. So stealing a base is usually an important item here to help score runs. But with the cage so close, it makes it easier for the catcher to retrieve the ball and try and keep them from advancing on the base paths.
Top of the second inning, number 23, Savannah Murray.
All right, as you heard the announcer for the field say, it's Savannah Murray is up the plate. This is her first time batting. Abby and out to second base. I was going to say Abby Jane had threw the ball, and Murray had popped up to the second baseman, Riley Hacker. Oh, I'm sorry, scratch that. Number 4, it's number 3, Peyton Finney is the second baseman. And scratch that again because Tennessee's in the field. Wow, it's really going bad for me today right now. Second baseman, Mia Leonard. Sorry, Leonard family. Mia Leonard caught that pitch. But anyway, it was a 4-3 put out, or a 4 pop up. All right, we have Jenna Warren here at the plate. 1 out and 1 strike. Low and outside for ball 1. Abby Jane is the pitcher for the Tennessee Bells, and catcher is Selena Jones. She is quite busy behind the plate. So it's 1-1 with 1 out, and the pitch. Called a ball by the umpire. Ball is low and outside. 3-1 is the count.
3 balls, 1 strike.
And the pitch is hit for over to the shortstop's head as the left fielder brings the ball into second base. Warren is safe at first.
With the save on the left, Prince George has a runner.
So Kylia Doles was able to get the ball back into the field in time, so Warren wasn't able to advance. That brings up Isabel Barney. And the first pitch is a strike. All right, so Warren's on first. Barney's at the plate. And the count is 0-1 with 1 out. And the pitch is hit back to the pitcher. And so Barney is out at first. So that was a 1-3 put out while Warren advances to second base. So Barney is out on the fielder choice.
Number 1, Sarah Ryan.
Ball outside. Count is 1-0 with 2 outs to Sarah Ryan. You can always hear the teams chanting in the dugouts. That is a foul ball down the first base side, almost taking out her own coach. I think they put the coaches on the side in those little boxes so the batters have something to aim at. 1-1 to count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, and that is a base hit over the second baseman's head. Warren is advancing to third. Ryan is now on first. So that will bring up Addison Tower. So we got 2 on, first and third for Addison Tower. Number 8, she is one of the substitutes. So in case a player is not able to continue at her position, she will then be replaced with one of the substitutes. And as you can see, all the infield is now coming in. With 2 outs, they don't want to overthink what they want to do, but they just want to concentrate on the batter. See, in this case with 2 outs, you always want to concentrate on the batter. If you can get the batter out, doesn't matter anymore what the runners do. So as they break the meeting, get back to their positions, Jones gets behind the plate, Jane gets ready to pitch, and Addison Tower is in the box. And the pitch. Bounces up to the catcher, and Ryan moves up to second base. So Ryan is at second, Warren's at third, Towers at the plate, and the pitch. And that is a bounce down the first base line. The first baseman grabs the ball and gets to the base before Tower can arrive. So Ava Laster was able to retrieve that ball, the first baseman, and get the ball to the base to force out Tower. So that was a 3 unassisted. So with 3 outs, Prince George takes the field. We're now in the bottom of the second. And the score 4-0. Tennessee will come to the plate. And coming to the plate will be Abby Jane. She's the pitcher, followed by Amelia Ellison, who plays third, and Ava Laster, who plays first, who just got that last out to close out the inning.
Leading off the bottom of the second for Tennessee is number 19, Abby Jane.
For nothing here at Grayson P. Austin Field for the Prince George leading Tennessee Bells. Abby Jane is at the plate.
White 39, white 39.
And the pitch. Strike one. Carly Volkian appears to be dealing today. Volkian delivers. Swing and a miss by Jane. Strike two.
Red 8-3. Red 8-3. Come on. 2 strikes.
0-2, no outs here in the bottom of the second.
Ball.
And that is low for ball one.
Yellow 8-4. Yellow 8-4.
And the pitch. Swing, strike three.
And on that swing brings up out number 1.
That is one out as Jane goes down on strikes.
Amaya Ellison.
So Maya Ellison is now at the bat, number 27. She's the third baseman for the Tennessee Bells. And that is a little high. Ball one.
Red 7-2.
Okay, Volkian pitches right down the pike. It's strike one.
Blue 8-8. Blue 8-8.
So that's a ball. 2-1 to count with one out to Ellison.
Blue 5-8. Blue 5-8.
All right, Volkian delivers, and
Foul ball.
the foul ball on the left side. Third base. It kind of fell between the shortstop and the third baseman. So now it evens up the count, 2-2. Ellison takes her time getting back to the batter's box. Wants to conserve a little bit of energy due to the fact that she was running down the first base, thinking that was going to go fair, which it does now. Oh, another foul ball. It goes right foul at the last second before the third baseman picked it up. So that remains to count 2-2.
Red 7-4. Red 7-4.
And that's fouled off. 2-2 to count still.
Red 8-5. Red 8-5.
And the pitch. That's popped up right behind us. It almost hits a bunch of spectators, and they still were very willing to give the ball back. Count remains 2-2. There's one out here in the bottom of the second.
Yellow 5-4. Yellow 5-4.
All right, Volkion is ready to go. Ellison is ready to go. And that's hit to the shortstop, who throws it over to the first baseman for the second out.
That brings up out number 2 of the inning.
So Caitlin Hacker threw that out to Lexi Foster. So now we have 2 outs here.
Batting now, number 3, Ava Lassiter.
As you can hear the field announcers say, the Ava Lassiter is now at the bat.
Red 7, yellow 7-9. Yellow 7-9.
Two outs here in the bottom of the second. First pitch is a ball from Volkion.
Yellow 8-6. Yellow 8-6.
Ava Lassiter steps back into the box. Waiting on the pitch from Volkion. Swings and miss and foul tips. Evens up the count at 1-1.
Yellow 5-0.
And that ball is high. 2-1 the count. Lassiter steps back into the box. Volkion checks her chart and steps on the mound and delivers a pitch. That is a pop up to the first baseman for the third and final out. So Lexi Foster catches the last out of the inning.
No hits, no one left on base. Prince George coming to the plate.
So a quick inning there for the top, for the bottom of the second. We're going to now go to the top of the third. And when we do get to the top of the third, we will start with the top of the order. Caitlin Hacker, Riley Hacker, and Kaylee Moody.
We have many trash cans throughout the park. It would greatly appreciate it if everyone could use, we could use them to make sure that we deposit the trash properly and keep our park clean. Thank you very much.
That's right. Pick up after yourselves. Pick up, pick up, pick up. As the Tennessee Bells take the field, they're getting ready to face off against the Prince George Bells. And if you don't know, the Bells are the age groups listing. It's not their acronym for, or not their nickname for their, what they are. It's just that the age group, and the age group for the Bells is 13 to 15. And I'm sure most of these girls had played in the Ponytail League, which is 11 to 12, and they are also playing here in the World Series.
Off the top of the third inning for Prince George, number 11, Caitlin Hacker.
There you go. Caitlin Hacker is listed for the first batter of the inning. Oops, sorry about that. All right, we got Jane on the mound. Abby Jane swings and Hacker hacks one down the left side, and the left fielder catches it in foul territory. Left field is played by Kenlea Doles. So that is one out. So Hacker flies out to 7. That brings up Caitlin's sister, Riley. Riley Hacker is now up, and she smacks the ball over to the right field, who is caught out. So they are going from left to right.
Out number 2.
So 2 quick outs here on 2 pitches.
Stepping to the plate now, number 15, Kaylee Moody.
So Kaylee Moody steps to the plate. She's batting left. And Jane delivers. The ball bounces away for ball one. Two quick outs, on the two pitches. Every pitcher's dream. Now Jane settles in and delivers the second pitch to Moody. Count 1-0. And that is hit to the third baseman, who throws it over to first base, not in time. The ball was hit to Casey Schultz, who then threw it over to Lexi Foster. But Moody was quite quick on her running down to first base, so she is safe. And next up is Lexi Foster, number 10. I'm sorry, Casey Schultz is up the bat. My apologies, number 10, Casey Schultz. And she squares off to bunt. So it's a 1-0 count. Two outs here in the top of the third. Jane pitches, and it is high, ball two. Schultz is in the box. Jane is delivering. Ball three, high. So with two quick pitches to get the first two batters out, is now 3-0 count to Schultz. That is inside for ball four. And Schultz takes off for first base.
Prince George has runners on first and second. Batting now, number 7, Lexi.
So number 7, Lexi Foster is up the plate with one on, two outs. Jane rocks it in and throws the ball. There's a strike. Oh, 1 to count to Lexi Foster. And the pitch is low and gets away from the catcher. And Moody takes off for second. So as the ball got by Jones from Jane's delivery, Moody was able to take off for second base. And the count is 1-1 with two outs here in the top of the third. They all have a little powwow at the mound. Lovely encouragement from the Tennessee coach. Just keep smiling and move on. And the pitch fouled off by Foster. Count is 1-2 to two outs now. Two outs, one on. Count 1-2 to Foster. As low and inside. Moody was thinking about taking off at third base. But the count now is 2-2. Jane contemplates delivery, and here it comes. Fouled off behind her. Count remains 2-2 with Moody on second. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Foster gets back into the box. And that's high, ball 3. Three-two the count. And the pitch. Low, ball 4.
And with the walk, Prince George loads the bases.
Moody decides not to go forward, stays on second.
Batting now for Prince George.
Foster is on first after the walk.
Carly Vokion.
So the pitcher, Carly Vokion, now is up to the plate, batting left. Two outs with Vokion at the plate. Jane's looking at her catcher for a sign. And the pitch. That's a strike called from the umpire. Vokion waits. And that is a ball, a little high and inside. Time by the umpire. Catcher throws it down to third. Make sure everybody's on their bases. Count is 2-1. That's strike 2.
Two balls. Two strikes.
There you go, 2-2 from the pink. I can't call them blue. They're not wearing blue shirts. They're all wearing pink. And that ball is hit out to the shortstop for the third and final out.
And with a good play out there, it's short.
So we will go to the bottom of the third. So Vokion pops up to the shortstop. That's 6 unassisted. And then we will go over to the Tennessee side, where it will be Mia Leonard, Victoria Wagner, and Ireland Ralph. They'll be the top 3 batters. Prince George takes the field. Coach for Tennessee is chat with his players, giving an idea of what's going on and what he wants them to do.
For Tennessee in the bottom of the third inning. Number 4, Mia Leonard.
As Mia Leonard makes her way to the batter's box, the Prince George infield does a very unique roundhouse circle clap. And as we get back to the game, it's 4-0 Prince George leading Tennessee here in the bottom of the third. And the pitch from Vokion is high for ball 1.
Yellow 8-7.
Leonard takes strike 1.
Red 80.
And the pitch. Little high. Ball 2. 2-1 the count to Leonard.
Red 7-2, red 7-2.
Leonard's the second baseman for the Tennessee Bells. And that is a swinging strike. Little high, but
2 ball. 2 strikes.
so
White 6-5, white 6-5.
2-2 the count. No outs.
What?
And right down the pike at a little slower pace.
Pitch brings up out number 1.
So that's a strikeout for
Stepping in now, number 16,
Volkion.
Victoria Wagner.
So that brings up Victoria Wagner.
Blue 8-0.
She's the right fielder for the Tennessee Bells. She's waiting on a pitch, and that's a strike.
Blue 5-9, blue 5-9.
0-1 the count with 1 out. And the pitch. Low for ball 1.
Red 7-9, red 7-9.
And the delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
1 ball. 2 strikes. Yellow 5-3, yellow 5-3.
Volkion gets ready to deliver.
Oh.
Ball 2.
Yellow 8-6, yellow 8-6.
And here comes the ball. A low scraping, dirt scraping ball. Full count.
3 ball. White 30, white 30.
Reminded me of a bocce ball. And the pitch. High for ball 4, and Wagner takes her base.
Dixie has their first run of the inning. Batting now, number 13, Ireland. Ralph.
Yellow 5-1.
Island Ralph is at the plate now, and she's one of the substitutes, so she's not in the field at this time.
Pitch, kid.
Ball 1 to
Red 7-3,
Ralph.
red 7-3. Oh.
Appears to be a strike. 1-1 the count to Ireland. I'm sorry, to Ralph.
Oh.
Ball 2.
White 3-6, white 3-6.
And the pitch.
Oh.
Ball 3.
3 balls. 1 strike.
3-1.
Blue 8-5, blue 8-5.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. That brings the count full
Yellow 5,
to Miss Ralph.
yellow 5,
3 and 2 and 1 out. Runner at first. Strike 3. That is a called strike 3.
On that pitch, out number 2. Stepping in now, number 29, Kylie Ramsey.
So Kylie Ramsey is now at the plate. Weaver's still over. Wagner is over at the plate, or at the first base.
yellow 5-7.
Ralph's just struck out, and Kylie Ramsey swings and misses. That's strike 1.
Red 7-4, red 7-4.
These codes you might be hearing, red 7-4 and all that, are either pitch selections or defensive selections. Nobody really knows, except for the players and the coaches.
2 strikes.
So it's 0 and 2 to
Yellow 5-1.
Ramsey. And the pitch. Low in between the legs of the catcher. She throws it down to second base, but backed up by the shortstop. So the runner does not advance. Scratch that, runner advanced. Like I said, humans, we all make mistakes. Count now is 1-2. That's a foul ball. Count remains 1-2. 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third.
White 6-7. White 6-7.
So Wagner was able to steal that base. And the ball is blocked well by the catcher. And that's Riley Hacker behind the plate.
Yellow 5-4.
2-2 to count. Swing, strike 3. The third and final out.
That closes out the third inning. No hits,
So we're going to go to the
no
top of the
runs,
fourth.
one left on base. Prince George coming up in the top of the fourth.
Thought I just said that. Anyway, we got Prince George coming to bat. You will have Peyton Finney, Savannah Murray, and Jenna Warren in that order. Top of the fourth. Looks like some clouds are moving in, so that helps block some of the sunlight. Doesn't make it too hot now, but the UV rays will still get through, so still wear suntan lotion if you're out there. Coach just had a chat with the team before leading them into the dugout. Selena Jones takes her place behind the plate, and Abby Jane is getting ready to warm up. And we're in the top of the fourth. Prince George leading Tennessee 4-0. And as Peyton Finney takes her place, the coach wants to have a word with her. The umpire gets them all ready and tells them to get into place, take their places. Finney steps into the box. Jane's about to take first pitch. And that is a called strike. It sounds like he's saying ball, but it's not. I can tell when it's a strike when he raises his hand after he says it. And it's swung at and drops in front of the center fielder there. So Finney leads off the top of the fourth with a single.
Batting now, number 23, Savannah Murray.
And as you heard, Savannah Murray is coming to the plate. Savannah's got her little American flag gloves, and she hits the ball over to the shortstop, who's able to get the ball, but not in time to throw out Savannah Murray at first. So now we got first and second, no outs.
Prince George has runners on first and second.
So first and second, no outs. Finney on second, Murray at first. And now we got Jenna Warren up at the plate. And she is definitely looking into driving at least one run. And the pitch. Low and outside. Finney thought about going to third. 1-0 to count. No outs. Warren at the plate. And the pitch. Little high and inside. Jones throws down to second to make sure that Finney stays where she's supposed to be. So 2-0 the count now. And the pitch from Jane. See what I'm saying? It sounds like he's saying ball for strike and ball for ball, but unless he raises his hand, it's a ball. But his ball and strike count sounds the same. I just look for his hand to raise. And that's ball 4. Bases loaded.
And with the walk, it loads the bases.
As Finney takes third on that, Murray goes to second, and Warren is on first. And Isabel Barney is now at the bat, looking to empty the bases, and she just fouled the left of third base. The umpire asking Barney to put her strap underneath her chin. Oh, foul pitch. Foul pitch. 2-0. 0-2 the count. No outs. Abby James gets on the rubber and delivers the pitch. And that pitch is belted down to the left side, but caught by left fielder. And that allows Finney to score by tagging up. Murray stays at second, and Warren stays at first, but Barney flies out to the left field. It's F7 if you're keeping score at home.
Batting now, number 1, Sarah Ryan.
So Sarah Riley now at the plate. 1 out, 5-0 now. One and over the count. Ryan steps into the plate. And Jane delivers. That's fouled off. Count is 1-1. Jane delivers a pitch. Now, see, that's a strike. He says ball louder, it seems like. But it's 1-2 is the count with 1 out, 2 on. Barney at the plate. I'm sorry, Ryan at the plate. That's a swing and miss for strike 3, so she has to throw it down to first base, which is called out.
We have the second out of the inning with the runners advancing.
So Sarah Ryan goes down on a strike.
Number 8.
And Warren and Murray advance. So now it's second and third with 2 outs. That is fouled back for strike 1. Oh, and 1 to count with 2 outs. Prince George leading Tennessee 5-0. And Addison Tower at the plate. And the pitch fouled off again, bringing the count to 0-2. Got a bit of a breeze kicking up here. I hope it doesn't tell me rain's coming in. I don't want to see any more rain. And the pitch, that's belted down to the shortstop or second baseman, throws it over to the first baseman for the final out.
And with the third out, that closes out the top of the 4th inning. Prince George at 2.
They're now going to the bottom of the 4th.
He left on base. Tennessee coming to the plate.
So that was a 4-3 putout. And the next we'll see Tennessee come to the plate with Aubrey Marsh, Kylie Weaver, and Kinlea Doles. Sorry about that on the score. I forgot to adjust the scoring. It's 5-0, which I was saying 5-0. I just wasn't doing it on the scoreboard, and I apologize for that. It's just a lot to do behind the mic here with all the, usually if you listen to people on the major league level or even the minor league levels, they have like a team of 2 or 3 or 4 people in the booth taking care of all this. I'm just a mad monkey behind the computer. Okay, seem to have a new pitcher. Kaylee Moody is now pitching. She has took over for Carly Volkian. So Kaylee Moody is now pitching. Let's see where Carly Volkian moves. She's number 12. And she's still in the field and going to second base.
That's a play to lead off the bottom of the
So Peyton Finney, number 4,
0-0, Aubrey Marsh.
is now off the field. So we have number 10 at third, which is Casey Schultz. And pitch is in, called ball. And number 11 is still Caitlin Hacker over at shortstop.
Red 7-3, red 7-3.
And the pitch is popped up and caught by the pitcher, Kaylee Moody.
It was a great play off the mound, brings up out number 1. Batting now for Tennessee, number 11.
Not that I'm forgetting, I'm just trying to see who's playing first right now for Prince George, but the umpire is in the way, number 15.
Blue 8-4, blue 8-4.
Wait a minute, how can we have 2 number 15s? That can't be right. Anyway, that pitch is low. Ball 1.
Yellow 5-9.
Must be 25. 25, Jenna Warren now is at first base. Ball 2. 2-0 to count here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out. Moody gets to the mound and pitches. That is outside, 3-0.
Yellow 5-9.
That is fouled back by Kaylee Weaver.
White 6-5. White 6-5. 2 balls. 2 strikes.
2-2 to count. How did it get 2-2 to count with strike 3?
That's out number 2. Batting now for Tennessee, number 26, Kinley Doe.
So Weaver strikes out. All right, with 2 outs, Kinlea Doles comes to the plate. Swing miss, a little high. Nevertheless, swinging is striking.
Blue 32, blue 32.
0-1 with 2 outs. Moody gets set and delivers. That is low, ball 1. 1-1 the count.
White 3-6. White 3-6.
Doles plays left field for Tennessee. And ball 2. And the pitch in the dirt, 3-1.
3 balls. 1 strike.
They'll chant anything. That's fouled. Bring the count to full.
3 balls. 2 strikes. Red 7-6. Red 7-6.
The pitch is low for ball 4. Doles takes her base. Dole will definitely accept that free pass. Selena Jones, the center or the catcher for the Tennessee Bells, is up to the plate. And the pitch, swing and a miss.
White 37. White 37.
And the pitch, a little outside for ball 1.
Yellow 5-8.
1-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. And the delivery, little high. 2-1. Moody steps back and wants to kind of collect herself a little. Looks at her chart on her wrist, decides what she's going to throw. And now is on the rubber and ready to deliver. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
2 balls. 2 strikes.
Jones looks down at her coach at first base. Rethinks how she wants to go here. Take a breath. Steps back into the box. And gets herself ready. And that is belted out to left field and caught. Caught by left fielder Savannah Murray. That will end the inning. We go to the top of the 5th as Jones flies out to left field. And as the 3rd inning was, the 5th inning shall be. Meaning Caitlin Hacker, Riley Hacker, and Kaylee Moody will lead off. It's like deja vu all over again. Very big fan of Yogi Berra. It just seems over the third and fourth inning they were able to, everybody was able to bat. So we're going to repeat what happened in the 3rd inning. And Caitlin Hacker will lead off for the Prince George Bells. And as Abby James takes the mound, they're all throwing the ball around.
Prince George for hosting the Dixie World Series this weekend. Thank you for all your efforts, everybody involved, and especially Mr. Rob Ealing.
Caitlin Hacker gets some last-second instructions from her third base coach. Umpire's not ready, so Abby Jane takes a final practice pitch. Umpire clears the plate. Kind of reminds me of yesterday during the rain where the umpire went to go brush off the plate and he turned the white plate brown.
Caitlin Hacker, I apologize.
All right, Caitlin Hacker steps into the box to face off against Abby Jane. Tries to bunt it. Count 0-1. And the pitch. Driven to left field, foul. Not able to be caught by Tennessee left fielder Kinlea Doles. That brings the count to 0-2. Caitlin gets back in the box. Ball outside. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Ooh, that was right behind her and hit her actually on the thigh. So Caitlin is heading off to first base by getting hit.
Stepping to the plate now, number 67, Riley Hacker.
So we have one on with Riley Hacker coming to the plate. She goes and squares the bunt, does not hit. Ball gets past, and nobody's covering third. So Caitlin Hacker not only steals second, she takes third because nobody was covering third for Tennessee. I imagine the third baseman went over to try and cover the shortstop's position while the shortstop went over to second base. So with the count 1-0, with no outs, pitch is high. 2-0 the count. Two and 0 the Riley Hacker. That's ball. 3-0. Riley decides to switch over to the left-handed batting position. 3-0 the count. That's a strike. Jones throws down to third to keep Hacker close to the base. And Riley switches back to the right-handed position and drives it down. Foul ball, just foul. So that will now leave the count 3-2.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 balls. No. I thought it was 3-1 was the count, but that's 3-2 from the board. Oh, we got ourselves a rundown. Seems like the Hacker sisters like to cause a lot of havoc. So on a walk, Riley went off to first,
Batting now for Prince George, number
and
15,
Caitlin took off for
Kaylee
home.
Moody.
So Riley now is at second base. Caitlin scored and is in the dugout. The score now is 6-0. Prince George here in the top of the fifth with no outs. And Kaylee Moody accepts a ball. So 1-0 the count to Moody. Riley goes down to third and stays. 2-0 the count. And the pitch. As driven right back to the pitcher. Riley scores.
Prince George scores on the fielder's choice.
That's a fielder's choice. 1-3. And now it's 7-0.
Now for Prince George, number 10, Casey Schultz.
So Casey Schultz is now at the plate. 1 out. That is fouled off behind the dugout on the first base side. Strike 1. Schultz is in the box awaiting the pitch from Jane. Jane. And that is just out of the reach of the second baseman, Peyton Finney. I'm sorry, scratch that. Second baseman, Mia Leonard. So Schultz gets on first for a single.
Prince George, number 7, Lexi Foster.
Food? Yeah, please. That was Yodi asking me if I wanted anything, so here we are going into the fifth, but Schultz just stole second, and the count is 1-0. Sorry, my computer's acting up a little bit. It's trying to tell me something, but there we go. Now we're good. And the pitch is driven into center field and dropped by center fielder Kylie Weaver, and that allows Casey Schultz to run around and score. So on that, Foster is now at third base. Still 1 out. Count is 1-0. And the pitch is low and outside. 2-0. So Casey Schultz has scored on that play, so now it's 8-0. And high, ball 3.
3 balls, no strike.
And the pitch. And that was a strike as Foster gets back to third from the throw from Jones. So 3-1 to count with 1 out. That's bunted down the third base side, and it stays fair as Volkian bunts her way to second base because nobody bothered to keep an eye on her while she was running the bases. They were all paying attention to Foster at third. They want her advance, so Volkian was able to continue on her merry little way. Ran right past first base and went straight to second on that little bunt down the first base side. That is a dead ball. Count is 0-1 right now. 1 out. Runners at second and third. 8-0 right now. Prince George leading Tennessee. All right, 1-1 the count. And the pitch, she bunts it and it goes foul. A strike 2. As the runners go back to their respective bases.
One ball, 2 strikes.
1-2 to count. 1 out. Foul ball. Count remains the same, 1-2. Two on, 1 out. Count 1-2 to Finney. Pitch was a ball. 2-2. Finney waits, and she pops it off to the right, outside of the playing field area. Two and 2 to count, 1 out. And that's high and outside. Brings the count full to 3-2. And as the crowd cheers on its little chant, that ball fouled off. She was still in the box, so she's not out yet. All right, 3-2. And she is strung up. That is strikeout, leading 2 outs.
Batting now for Prince George, number 23, Savannah Murray.
Savannah Murray comes to the plate with 2 outs and 2 on here in the top of the 5th. Prince George leading 8-0 over Tennessee. Oh, we got ourselves a little rundown, and she is safe. Foster scores, Volkian moves to third, and Murray gets an RBI and doesn't even swing the bat. So it is now 9-0, Prince George. So Volkian's on third. And the ball gets back past third baseman as Volkian scores, bringing the score to 10-0.
And stepping in now, number 25, Jenna Warren.
So with Murray on first, Warren's up the bat. And that is low and outside, and Murray goes to second on the pass ball. Want to know the count with 2 outs. Jane gets settled in. That is high for ball 2. Two and 0, 2 outs here, top of the 5th. Prince George leading 10-0. That is fouled off. Jenna Wilson at the plate. Sorry, Jenna Warren. My apologies to the Warren family. But Jenna Warren is at the plate with a count of 2 and 1. And that is outside for ball 3.
3 balls. 1 strike.
And the pitch outside for ball 4.
And she draws a walk.
So with 2 on now, 2 outs.
Batting for Prince George now, number 27, Isabel Barney.
Isabel Barney takes the plate as the coach for Tennessee comes out, has a discussion with Jane. Isabel Barney is the right fielder for the Prince George Bells.
Hey, listen, when the bat comes back, on that bat again, you gotta have a helmet on when you come out the circle. All right, here we go.
All right, the umpire says let's go. And he wants it to go. All right, 2 outs, and we have Barney at the plate.
No hesitation on the pass ball.
And the pitch is low for ball 1.
Hey, you're looking your pitch for the first strike, okay? You'll pitch from the key you like. Let's go.
And the pitch, that is driven to left field, falls for a base hit. And Murray is coming around to score.
And with the start swinging, Prince George plates another run.
Okay. So Barney's on first, Warren's on second,
Now for Prince George, number 1, Sarah Ryan.
and the score now is 11-1.
Hey, have fun here, Warren. Here we go, babe. 2-1.
All right, 11-0, 2 outs, little inside. Runners at first and second. And Sarah Ryan at the plate. Ump calls time. And now the switch is made. First baseman Ava Laster will now take the place of Abby Jane at pitcher. And who is going to take first?
Pitching now for Tennessee is Ava Lassiter.
All right, so Ava Lassiter has taken over the pitching duties for Tennessee. Looks like number 13, Ireland Ralph, will take over as the first baseman. count is 1-0 on the batter, which will be Barney. I'm sorry, Ryan. Sarah Ryan. All right, we got everybody going back to their positions. Isabel Barney's at second. Jenna Warren is at second. Let's scratch this and try it again. Jenna Warren for the Prince George team is at second base. Isabel Barney for Prince George is at first base. And Sarah Ryan is coming back into the batter box with a count of 1-0 with 2 outs on her. And who's playing first? There's no first baseman out there. I thought it was Ireland Ralph, but she seems to be over at second. Okay, here we go.
Playing first base now for Tennessee is Kylie Ramsey.
Okay, Kylie Ramsey is now playing first. There we go. Okay, now that we got all situated there, and the ball is struck down to third base, and is she safe? Seems that Warren is safe at third.
Everybody's safe on the play. Prince George has bases loaded.
So Warren is at third, Barney is at second, and Ryan's at third, or first. So now we have the bases loaded with no outs. And Tower is at the plate. Addison Tower is one of the substitutes, but everybody gets the bat in this league. So 1-0 is the count. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and the pitch is high, ball 2. If she gets on, they will be batting around. As Jones throws down the third to keep Warren in check to make sure she doesn't want to advance. So the count now is 3-0, 2 outs. And a run gets walked in. So now 12-0 with 2 outs. So Warren comes in off the walk. Barney goes over to third. Ryan goes to second, and Tower goes to first. And now we have Caitlin Hacker, who is a big troublemaker for everybody on the Tennessee team. Smacks one over the second baseman's head, and everybody is safe, and we just do a conga line going around and round and around and around. Okay, so that's there. Bases are still loaded. The 13-0. And now Caitlin's sister Riley is up to bat. That is high for ball 1. I'm not familiar with the rules as far as mercy rule goes for the World Series, but I know that the Tennessee will get another bat to at least try and close the gap. That is ball 2. But it's 13-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Bases loaded. That is ball 3. Riley looks like she's just going to take a pitch and see what happens. As they say, walk is good as a run. And that is way out of the gate. So ball 4. So here we go. Barney scores. Ryan goes to third. Tower goes to second. Caitlin Hacker goes to sorry about that. Ryan scores. Tower goes to third. Hacker goes to second, and Riley Hacker goes to first. So I just want to make sure I got this right.
Hey, be locked and loaded. Come on, come back. Be smart.
14-0 is the score at this point. That is a pop-up and not caught. So everybody will have to go back. So 1-1 is the count. All right, 1-1 to count, two outs, 14-0. That pitch is driven, almost caught, but dropped by the shortstop. All right, so let's see if we can get this right. So Kaylee Moody just hit a single. And everybody scored except for Riley Hacker. She's on third, but everybody else scored. So now the score is 16-0. And of course, Moody moves up to second on the steal. So right now the count is 0-1. Ball bounces up there for ball one. So Riley Hacker dives back into third after Jones throws down. Count is 1-1 with 2 outs. Two on, 2 outs to count as 2-1. Little high, 3-1. That's ball 4, and in comes the score. Is Riley Hacker. Moody goes to third. Casey Schultz goes to first on the walk.
Batting now, number 7, Lexi.
And she steals second while everybody's trying to get the ball. So we have second and third once again. It is now 17-0. Just want to get these dates or stats updated here. Okay.
And he closed out the top of the 5th inning. Prince George scores 12 runs on 5 hits, 2 left on base. Tennessee
As we go to the bottom of the 5th, because they had batted around. That is the end of that inning. So that's why all of a sudden nobody came to the plate. So they batted around. Everybody came to the plate. Alrighty. Quite a busy inning there. My book looks like chicken scratch, but we're good. All right, as we go to the bottom of the 5th, we have Annalise Vasquez leading off with Abby Jane following her, and Amia Ellison batting third. All right, let's get this all situated. 17-0. Bottom of the 5th. Vasquez is up to the plate. But Tennessee cannot really hang their head because they're not really out of it yet, because they can lose one and still continue on. If they lose a second game, then they will be out. That is low from Kaylee Moody pitching. That's ball one. There we go, 1-1 to count. Vasquez had turned and kind of hinted at bunting, but pulled the bat back. Still was called a strike. And there we go, grounded. That's a fair ball because it was touched in fair territory. So Vasquez is at first. So Vasquez now is at first. Abby Jane comes to the plate. And the pitch is fouled back for strike one.
Here we go, yellow 8-4, yellow 8-4.
Ball up, strike. That's just what it is. It's like, it sounds like ball, but it's strike. So it's strike two.
Yellow 7-2. Okay, here we go.
0-2 to count, no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. And the pitch comes in. And she throws the ball down to second base. She is out. Out at second. So Anna Jane waits while she sees Vasquez get tossed out at second. So the count now is 1-2. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. And the pitch. Swing, strike three.
And that pitch brings up out number 2.
So that is 2 outs now.
Batting now, number 27, Amaya Ellison. Ellison is up. Amaya Ellison. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Red 7-4, red 7-4.
And the pitch is in. Sounds like a strike. 0-2.
Red 7-7.
And the pitch. That is a base hit up the middle. Out of the reach of the second baseman's glove. So Ellison is now on first base. Ava Lassiter comes to the plate.
White 6-8, white 6-8.
That is a dirt crawling ball. It is now being, Ellison takes off for second. Want to know the count? 2 outs. The pitch is in and pop up to the shortstop and just out of her reach. And Ellison is coming in to score as Lassiter is thrown out at second. So that ends the inning and ends the game.
With the score of Tennessee 1, Prince George 17. We'd like to thank both teams for their efforts today and congratulate Prince George.
So it is not a shutout, but the final out is done on the same play. So ending the game in the sixth, or in the bottom of the fifth, with a score of 17-1. So that is the end of that.
Coaches, when you get a minute, please come sign your pitching affidavit. Thank you.
It was an exciting ending. The score was delivered for the Tennessee team, but it ended up costing them because the runner who had hit it, Laster, got thrown out at second to end the inning in the game. Anyway, as we see the field crew come out here to take care of everything, I just wanted to give a final wrap saying that the final score was 17-1. Prince George over Tennessee. I am Trey James. I am your announcer for JockJive. Stay tuned for the next game. We're about to go through the website to get to the next game, but I'm going to close this one out and say thank you all for watching. God bless. Take care. And goodbye.